as the Director, Monitoring and Evaluation, and in charge Director, Center for Knowledge Management and ICT and Mass Media in Agriculture Extension at National Institute of Agriculture Extension Management, Manage Hyderabad. Earlier to this, Sir has also worked as Associate Professor for Public Policy at Administrative Staff College of India, Hyderabad. Also as a scientist in economics at Icar at Hyderabad. Also as the experience of senior research officer at Banker Institute for Rural Development, Lucknow, and has also been the principal scientist at IRI, New Delhi. Sir has worked a short period at IRI at Indian Institute of Public Administration, New Delhi also, along with National Council of Applied Economics and Policy Research in New Delhi. Along with this, in column of publication, Sir has a large number of research articles published in national and international journal, more than 100, including in the fields of economic, political weekly, food policy, food security, manufacturing of journal and agriculture sciences, agriculture economics research review, and many more. And Sir has also been a contributor for the reviewing in various international journals like World Development, Food Policy, Food Security, and many more themes. So it was a brief introduction about Sir. Along with this, Sir has also completed a consultancy research project for JBIC, THPC, KVIC, NABARD, Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, along with many more by funded with the Government of India. So we are glad to have the Honorable Speaker, Dr. A. Amrinder Reddy, sir, with us on this online platform of Just Agriculture today. So welcome to you, sir, on this online platform. And now it's over to you, sir. Please, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much for inviting me, and especially Just Agriculture. It's a it's a very I am seeing your lot of activities really encouraging, and they are giving a lot of education to the youngsters. Maybe they are in PhD, MSc in agriculture area. A lot of entrepreneurs also, I think, joining this webinar. I will start. Basically, this okay. This is okay. It's yes. So your theme is the future technologies and how innovation and all. But in this particular topic, I explore the historical perspective of evolution of agricultural policies and science-led innovations in India. So I will take you to 200 or 1000 years back. Then gradually, what are the developments taken place? How science, innovation, and entrepreneurship, help Indian agriculture to prosper. So that is the theme of this topic, and my outline is first evolution of agricultural policies and innovation aspects. How policies help in different innovations in agriculture, like green revolution in agriculture, development of agriculture in India, and as on today, still farmers are having very low incomes. So why? What is the main reason for low farm incomes among the farming community? Current status of MSP implementation. What is the current status? Because MSP is a major policy instrument. What is the current status of MSP and current status of APMC markets? And interstate differences in government support. For example, Punjab and Haryana, very prosperous states. Andhra Pradesh is little bit prosperous, but if you go to Bihar or Orissa, they are very backward. Why they are backward? What is the reason, and how government is helping to reduce these interstate differences? Efficient procurement operations of paddy and wheat, basically, because although we are announcing MSP for 23 commodities, only we are generally we are procuring only paddy, wheat, to some extent sugarcane and cotton. The remaining other crops, not much activities are there. So we will examine what are those crops, and how the MSP is helping those farmers who are cultivating those crops. Again, bias against many other crops, like pulses, like oil seeds, other crops. A lot of help is required for the farmers to diversify their cropping systems. Way forward for assured price to assured farmers' incomes. So first, evolution of agricultural policies. So evolution of agricultural policies, if you go to say some 17th century, 1700 or 1800, almost 100% of agriculture is traded by small petty traders. Like now, during that period, there is no Reliance Fresh, there is no bigger players, only the small traders. And how the agriculture is, most of the villages, there is no urban centers, big urban centers there are there, like Mumbai, Kolkata, but no, the most 95% of the population are rural, are living in the villages. Their incomes are 100% coming from agriculture. Whether this agriculture or cultivator or farmer or agricultural laborer or carpenter, whatever, everyone in the village are depending on the agriculture, only sole source of income. Whether they're helping the farmers in making plows and all, or whether they are helping farmers in irrigation, all these type of things, but entirely 100% agriculture. No big mechanization. Mechanization is not there, only rudimentary cropping systems. And now almost most of the farmers are specialized monocrop, like cotton, paddy, wheat. Monocrops are there now. But if you go to 300 years back, every farmer, almost every farmer, they are growing some 15-20 different type of crops. And what they do, 90% they grow these crops for their own self-sufficiency. Paddy, wheat, millets, pulses, oil seeds, tamarind, whatever, spices, everything they produce. They produce and they consume for their self-sustainability during that period, 1700. So whatever the little 5%, 10% marketed surplus is there after remaining, after consuming, there is some surplus 5 to 10%. That 5 to 10%, they sell at weekly markets. Like now also we are seeing the Indian tradition of weekly market. Monday, some weekly market in some particular cluster. Tuesday, some other cluster, like that. So during that period also, these weekly markets used to be there. Historically, it's a history of some 1,000 years. Weekly markets are there. So if that during that period, there is no much transport, like tractors and all these things. Nothing, only bullock carts, and so they may go maximum 10 kilometers. So around this 10-20 kilometers radius, one weekly market used to be there. Monday, Monday in some villages, or today in some other villages. And all these farmers and others, traders, whomever, they go to this particular village, markets, weekly markets. They will sell whatever their surplus, and they will buy whatever they want to. For example, they want to buy clothes, they want to buy some other farm implements, or small things they will buy. And these markets are also cultural centers. So they go to these markets, they purchase, they sell their own produce, they purchase what is required, and there used to be some gambling centers, there used to be some dancing centers, all these type of things. So the cultural activities, they participate cultural activities, they will come back. And this is the tradition. Only about 90% self-sustained, only 10% there is a market transaction. That is the situation. And there is no commercial crops during that period. But with the industrial revolution. Industrial revolution, when it started, some 18th century onwards, industrial 1800 something like that. Industrial revolution starts 1700. Industrial revolution started, mm, in Britain. What happened? Industrial revolution. They know what is that? Oil engines or coal engines like that. So once this oil engine, coal engine, and trains, all this started. They also started first, mills, cotton mills means uh, milling, ginning, and all these things. They started cotton mills. First cotton mills started by water mills only. They in the river they put their water mills. By flowing water, that energy will be created. That mills will be running. So first, that is the first step of industrial revolution. Then slowly, there's coal mills, oil mills, and all these things. Mills came. The cotton mills. Even now, also, if you go to Manchester, those places, you will see a lot of 200 years back, cotton mills. You will see traditional cotton mills. So earlier, what is happening in India? India, every household, they used to produce their food, and they used to spin their own clothes. They produce their own cotton. They spin, and they will make their own clothes. But that is called traditional khadi, handloom type of khadi, traditional khadi chakra, Gandhi's chakra. So that is the traditional model of 200 years back. But once industrial revolution started in Manchester, London, and Britain, what happened? They need lot of raw cotton. They need lot of raw cotton. So from where they have to bring raw cotton? The London and England, Britain land is very limited, very small. Even it is not more than even Orissa. It is not more than some small state in India. So they cannot produce a lot of cotton. Ultimately, they have to depend on countries like India. And so they first introduced the first legislation being the Bearer Cotton and Grain Market Act 1887. 1887, Bearer Cotton and Grain Market Act. What is the main intention of this act? This first Indian regulated market start Karanja, Maharashtra. First regulated market started in 1886. What is the intention? So regulated market is nothing but farmers. All this around this, even during that period also, Maharashtra, all the farmers, they are growing cotton. So, but they are, they are selling to khadi type of thing. They are doing their own clothes. But instead of that, all the farmers, whomever they are producing, they should not sell any cotton to anyone except this regulated market. What is the type of regulated market? Now you can see any block, any mandal, you will see some APMC market. They are nothing but these, these regulated markets. They are similar type of structure. Within that 20-30 villages, whatever they are producing cotton, they should not sell to anyone but to only APMC market in this regulated market. So what this people, this British done. So whatever they are selling in this regulated markets, all this cotton is purchased by the exporters. They purchase and they export to Manchester cotton mill. So it is the pattern. All these cotton growing areas, this regulated market started, and whatever the farmers growing cotton, that has to be sold only in these regulated markets. Whatever this they purchased, they exported to cotton mills in Britain, and British people, they spun and all these things they have done. They prepare these clothes, etc., and they re-export to India. So why this regulated markets? Regulated markets. So there is a restriction. Farmers should not sell anyone outside the regulated market. That means only this regulated market traders should purchase, authorized to purchase from the farmers. Then only one buyer. So they reduce their price. Instead of market price of say 50 rupees per kg, they will reduce the international price of 50 rupees per kg. They reduce their price to 10 rupees because farmers invariably have to purchase at 10 rupees only, sell at 10 rupees only, because no, there is this regulation, this act says that farmers should not sell to anyone outside this regulated market. And the regulated market price is 10 rupees, whereas international price is 50 rupees. So in this way, farmers are looted by these regulated markets. So they purchase this cotton at 10 rupees. In the world market, they use it to sell at international market price 50 rupees. They gain huge market. They make huge profits. So that's why these regulated markets started with some vested interest by these Britishers. But by 1925 or 20 thing, First World War is over. 2014 to 18, 1914 to 1918, First World War. And again, there is some momentum for Indian independence. Royal Commission on Agriculture started in 1928. Royal Commission on Agriculture started, they gave some recommendations. In that recommendation, they recommended that Indian agriculture needs to be strengthened. ICR, Indian Council of Agriculture, needs to be established. State agriculture universities to be established, something like that. And again, Agriculture Produce Marketing Grading and Marketing Act 1937. It is also with a similar intention to regulate the markets. And Model Bill in 1938. Why Model Bill? Agriculture is a state subject. Central government give only directions. Directions means model. They will give guidelines. That's why we generally call most of the laws as model bills. So in those model, for example, in the model bill, recent model bill, there are some components like the direct farmers markets. Farmers can directly to sell to anyone. Electronic national agriculture markets. Contract farming allowed, like that. This type of components are in the model bill in 1938. So that type of components are not there during that period, but model means that the indication is they will give some broader guidelines. It is up to the state government to follow or not. But what happened? Second World War, 1939 to 45. Second World War, almost 4-5 years, 1939 to 45. And world over, there is a scarcity of food, especially Bengal famine. Potato, Bengal famine, 2 million people died because of Japanese invasion. Again, there is a Japanese invasion of neighboring Burma and all. And there is a devastation of rice crop. So these are all devastations. Famine situation was there. Bengal famine, the largest famine across the world is one of the largest famine is the Bengal famine, 1942. So because of these situations, government, we got independence. All famine type of situation, we got independence in 1947. So once we got independence, the first government of India's primary priority is agriculture. Primary, because food security is very, very important. So all these market acts, they give some, the traders, commission agents, they are looting the farmers because rules are not there. So why? Because for example, if some commodity is there, there is a harvest period. So these traders and commission agents, what they are doing during the harvest period, they are purchasing all the commodities from the farmers, and they are hoarding, means storing in their warehouses. And Once the harvest is over, prices will rise from say for 10 rupees to 50 rupees. 10 rupees to 50 rupees. Once prices are increased, then these traders and commission agents, they will sell this purchased at 10 rupees and they will sell at 50 rupees. This is called hoarding, and they will keep lot of storage, big goda storage houses, and they will store some 50 tons, something like that. So that is the trend. So keeping that in use, because the middlemen commission agents are manipulating everything, because to restrict their manipulation, Essential Commodities Act 1955 started. Essential Commodities Act, it's a law, Government of India Act. Essential first law, Essential Commodities Act 1955. What is this main component of this act? To put stock limits, food stocks limit on stocks. So, for example, earlier traders used to store 10 tons, 50 tons, something like that, and to hold and to purchase from farmers at 10 rupees and sell at 50 rupees. So, government put a restriction: no trader should store more than 5 tons, whether it is wheat or paddy, whatever the commodity. No farmer should store more than 5 tons in their godams. Means what? What will happen? What will be the impact? Once they are not authorized to store more than 5 tons, so everything, whatever the producers produced, that only 5 tons will be stored. Remaining whatever the commodity they purchase, they have to sell in the market. That way, what will happen? Immediately entire produce will go to the consumers, then the prices will be supply at the price, consumer rate will increase and prices will go down. There may not be steep hike in the prices. That is their intention. Still, because our yields productivity is very low when compared to any other developed country, and mm, and most of the agriculture practices are very much rudimentary, and during that period 1961 to 69, a government of India is having an agreement with the United States of America. What is the agreement? PL 480. I think anybody knows what is PL 480? PL 480, Public Law 480. Public Law 480. What is Public Law 480? This,
Importing wheat from America.
what?
Importing wheat from America.
Yes. No, Public Law 480 is nothing but no, anything if we want to import from any other country, anything if we want to import from any other country, we have to purchase in dollars. We have to purchase in dollars. But India is a very, agriculture dependent. Nothing is surplus. Nothing is surplus during that period. Everything is scarce. And nothing is there to export and earn some dollars. So in the Public Law 480, Government of America agreed that, okay, you don't have dollars to import food grains, but you can purchase our food grains, wheat especially, in terms of rupees, Indian rupees. Because we don't have dollars, we purchase from America in Indian rupees, and that Indian rupees, again, America used to invest in India in terms of food aid or in some missionary activities, some other activities. So that is what the mechanism. So we don't have foreign exchange. That's why it's a Public Law 480 is nothing but purchasing in Indian rupees. During that period, 1961 to 69, every 15 minutes, one ship used to come from America. So every 15 minutes, one ship used to come to India from America. That is the precarious situation we are depending on other country, food security for food. Again, during 1965, as you know, this that Indo-Pak War and all these things are also there. So, keeping this very precarious situation, the very dangerous situation in food security, Government of India started, how we can increase our food grade production. That is the main aim during that period. So, already there are some high yielding varieties tested by Norman Borlaug in Mexico. Mexico, high yielding varieties tested, and they are very very 3-4 times higher yield when compared to Indian varieties, and short duration, and like that. So they India imported from Mexico wheat varieties, from Philippines rice varieties from 1962 to 64. They have tested at IRA, Indian Agriculture Research Institute, and once they started testing, and simultaneously only technology will not help. Only technology will not help. What is required? Like entrepreneurship, what you are talking, like mobilization of farmers to adapt to this type of new technologies. For that, during that period, 1960s, Government of India adopted National Cooperative Development Act 1962. National Cooperative Development Act. So, how to mobilize community development, national cooperative development, 1960. So, we are having technology, we have to mobilize farmers to adopt this technology through cooperatives, through community mobilization, all these things. Again, once we have surplus production, if we have surplus production, and we have to incentivize farmers through higher prices, higher procurement and higher prices. How we can do? So, Food Corporation of India in 1964. It is Food Corporation of India started in 1964. So, again, during this Indo-Pak War 1965, Indo-Pak War is nothing but security risk. And Jai Jawan is the slogan during that period, security. But Lal Bahadur Shastri, he added another slogan, Jai Kisan, also to the Jai Jawan. Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, by Lal Bahadur Shastri. So, giving a lot of importance to the farmers to adapt, it is like food security. And with after testing this high yielding varieties from 1962 to 64, 1965, India imported 16,000 tons of high yielding varieties. 16,000 tons of high yielding varieties. Especially to sow in Punjab, Haryana belt. Basically, why Punjab and Haryana? They are already having good irrigation facilities, good canal system is there, and land is very fertile. So these high yielding varieties, with this testing, they found that these high yielding varieties are high input intensive and high yielding. So high input means fertile land, fertile soils should be there. We have to put more fertilizer, and there will be some high yield. There is a more cost also, and so just 1965 to 67 in Punjab especially, no place to store these food grains. So that is the situation. Within 3 years, our production increased 3 to 4 times, 1965 to 67. And because there is no place to store, and Government of Punjab declared holiday for all the public schools. During that period, only public schools are there. They declared holidays for public schools, and they store these food grains in these schools. And another thing they have done, they put a restriction on interstate trade. Why interstate trade restriction is required? Interstate restriction is required because once trade is open, what will happen? These traders are very, wherever this grain is available at lower price, they go and purchase grain at lower price, because harvest is increased 3 to 4 times. Immediately the prices will go down, and these people will go to that place, they purchase, and they will sell wherever higher price are there. They will sell at 3 to 4 times prices. To safeguard this, high escalation in the prices, what government of India done? They put interest rate restriction. No private trader should purchase from Punjab and Haryana. Already food grain production is increased, surplus is there. That entire food grain surplus is procured by the Food Corporation of India, because Food Corporation of India already started in 1964. So entire surplus is procured by the Food Corporation of India. Again, this procured food grain stored in the warehousing corporation of India. So warehousing corporation of India started in 1960s. So across India they have constructed some warehousing corporation of India. And then they have distributed across all these, some ration shops also there. So across India, wherever there is a shortage, wherever there is a famine type of situation, across India, they have distributed these grains at lower price, not very high price, at reasonable price. So if we leave it to the private sector, what will happen? They purchase at lower price in Punjab and they sell at 3 to 4 times higher profit. That means 300 to 400% increase in the prices to the consumers. So by doing everything by the government, we have purchased at farmers at higher price, at MSP, and sold to the consumers at reasonable price. So that is what happened during that period, 1960s and 70s. So this entire ecosystem is led by the government. And sometimes whenever there is a shortage in our production system, that State Trading Corporation of India, it is also started in 1960s. So only State Trading Corporation of India is authorized to import. State trading means import export. State Trading Corporation of India, only State Trading Corporation of India is authorized to import any food grains. So everything is under the government. You see, high yielding varieties import is by the IRI government, and National Cooperative Development Corporation, Cooperative Movement, Community Development is again government. Food Corporation of India for procuring food grains from the farmers, again big government. And Warehousing Corporation of India to store warehouse grains, that is again under the government. And public distribution system to distribute food grains to the consumers, to the poor, that is also again in the government. So this is running very well during that period. Again, during the 1970s, once we have successful in this green revolution in food security front, we also started Operation Flood in 1970s. Cooperative movement, all Korean movement again started during this period. Then, and what we are seeing, we have seen green revolution, which is very much successful. We have overcome all the famine type of situation. During that period, 1970s, China, lot of famines, 3-4 famines occurred. Some 20 million, 2 crore people died because of famine. During that period, 20 to 30 million means 2 to 3 crore people died. But in India, only Bengal famine, 1935 something, 2 million. But after that, there is no big famine situation in India because of this historical development of our own technology adoption, and our own institutional development type like Food Corporation of India, Warehousing Corporation of India, Public Distribution System, State Trading Corporation of India, all these things. But, and also we started little bit of white revolution, like that. That is 1960s and 70s. But what happened? No change with times in 1980s to early 2000. After that big change, we have not changed much during the 1980s. APMC market, APMC and state control and regulated. So if you see APMC market, mandis, block level, there are mandis. I think you must have seen they are very, very in bad shape. Pigs roaming around all these food grains, no clean maintenance, no borders, border walls, no border walls, and there is no clean hygiene maintenance. Platforms are very not well maintained. Everything, all these abnormalities are there. Nothing. If farmers want to stay overnight in the to sell their goods, there is no facility to stay there. There is no facility for anything. Any farmer, they cannot even spend some 5-6 hours in these mandis. Mandis are in very, very bad shape. You must have seen. How many of you have seen APMC markets? How many of you saw APMC markets? Any? How many have not seen? How many of you have not seen APMC markets? All you have seen all APMC market. How many of you have not seen APMC markets? Please see. It is a very very important to see and all. Okay, Harsh Prajapati, not seen. No, you must have seen actually. You may not be knowing. You know, every mandal there is a APMC market. Every mandal, government AP regulated markets like border wall, some food grains like wheat, paddy, or pulses, oil seeds. They are you must have seen, but you may not be knowing. Okay, and this. So that is the why this APMC markets across India. These are all now we are we are seeing elections. Elections are going on. How much money they are spending? They are spending huge amount of money. So all this money, the origin is APMC markets. Origin of all this money is APMC market. Why I am telling so? Because all these budding politicians, they start their journey from APMC markets, either APMC market committee member or chairman of APMC markets committee. Why? Because these are all the nominated positions, they are not elected positions. So some MLA, this all the wishes of according to MLA or MP, some local MP, MLA. These nominated position means these whomever they wish they nominate. For example, local MLA nominate this particular person, and he will nominate this particular person. When he will nominate when he thinks that okay, he will give some money. One way he will support his cadre, party cadre at local level, and there is these APMC markets, lot of money is generated because the APMC market collects some cess on not 3%, 2%, they will collect, and they are not developing this, they have to use this money for the development of APMC markets, like platform for sale, or some godowns to cold storage, cleaning and grading facilities. All these post harvest infrastructure they have to develop, but most of the market they are not developed. This money, whatever cess is coming, they use it for some other purposes, like elections, like distribution, like some political reasons they will spend. That's why there is no election, all nominated positions, and they are not spending that money for the development of these particular markets. And this market infrastructure is very, very very bad shape. And there is no proper roads, proper proper godowns, proper cold storages, proper sale platforms. All these things are there. Cold storage are not there like that. So, and monopolistic power, because as I mentioned earlier, regulated markets means in general All the farmers. Farmers are not authorized to sell to anyone, and farmers have to sell entire marketed surplus in these regulated markets. So that is a one monopoly type of thing. And market fees, cess and commission are very high, especially Punjab and Haryana is too high, even 10%, it will go to 10%. So, uh, so because of these reasons, and the government not permitted any other persons to private markets. And there is a especially Essential Commodity Act is there. Essential, what is the Essential Commodities Act? Under the Essential Commodities Act, as I mentioned earlier, it is a stock limit. Any trader or commissioner general or any food trader should not store more than 5 tons in their godowns. But private sector only comes into trade if there is no stock limit. Why there is no stock limit? If they don't have, if they have stock limit, they can only store 5 tons in their godowns, and they cannot do scale up. They cannot scale up their market. And for example, if the Reliance or Ambani or Adani wants to come in the agriculture markets, they generally operate on scale. On scale, they want a huge market. Even though thin margin, 2%, 3% margin is enough for them, but they want to operate in 1,000 tons, 1,000 tons, 2,000 tons, 3,000 tons of food grains. That much huge scale they want, because with even though 2,000, the margin is 2%, if it is 2,000 tons, the profits will be higher. They want to construct bigger storage, godowns, etc. But when there is a stock limit of 5 tons, these bigger godowns are useless. So they are not enter into the agriculture market systems. So ultimately, this APMC markets also again staying in these villages. No bigger players are coming in these agricultural markets. So what is happening? Only government is regulated market. Everything is regulated means everything if you regulate, there is a suppression of market signals. No, again, for example, you are seeing the pulses, you are seeing oil seeds. Whenever, even you are seeing onions. Whenever the prices, increase from 10 rupees kg to 150 rupees or 100 rupees kg, immediately government ban export of onions. Ban export of onions. If prices goes down, immediately they put import ban. So ad hoc, everything is ad hoc, and that will not serve the purpose of the. For example, if there is no ban, if prices increase it from 10 rupees to 100 rupees, immediately farmers will export to wherever the prices are higher. 100 rupees they will sell to China, 100 rupees they will sell to Bangladesh, Myanmar. But if they put an export restriction, export ban, they have to sell within India. They have to sell Indian price mostly 50 rupees, 60 rupees. They cannot gain from the exports. Export price is some 100 rupees. So they are in loss, 40 rupees loss. It's a ad hoc ban of export or ad hoc ban on import. Both will damage farmers especially. They may helpful for the consumers, but they may damage to the farmers. Again, because of the stock limits, as I mentioned earlier, there is no private storage capacity. Adani is not putting some 1,000 tons of storage godowns because there is a stock limit. You cannot store more than 5 tons. There is a stock limit. If they establish some 1,000 tons of storage godown, it is useless for them to anybody. So they have not constructed any private storage facilities in India. Low post-harvest infrastructure as a result of what is this? What is happening? Low post-harvest infrastructure, under-investment in the markets overall, under-investment in markets overall, and high wastage. When there is no proper storages, what will happen? And high wastage. if whenever this government will do, government will not invest huge technology into the system. Only the private players, they can invest. So that is happening in the 1980s and 1990s. And generally, government is not an efficient private trader. You see, now things are changed. Now you can see refrigerated vans going from Andhra Pradesh to Delhi, and from Delhi Apple is coming to Andhra Pradesh or Kerala through refrigerated facilities, transport facilities. That entire these type of things are doing by private sector only now. During 1980s and 1990s, those facilities are not there in agriculture. And only these few traders, every APMC markets may be having some 30 traders, 30 commission agents. These few traders know each other and they rig the prices. So intentionally they rig prices. How they rig prices? Intentionally they will, even though world market is say 100 rupees per kg, these people, they rig the market and they say to consumers, it is only 50 rupees per kg. They will buy from the farmers 50 rupees per kg, even though world market price is 100 rupees per kg. Farmers did not have choice. Farmers did not have any choice. Only APMC markets are there. Harvest prices crashing and off-season prices skyrocketed because once during the harvest period, what is happening? Harvest period, entire commodities from purchased by the traders and they sell during the off season at higher prices. This again, even now 90%, even now 90% of the trade is in petty. Petty means small village traders, private traders, and but lot. So this is the situation. And mid 1980s to 2000, again, what I can say this policy paralysis. No big government action is taken place during 1980s and 2000. No big government actions were taken during this period. No, why? And you all know Inspector Raj, rent seeking. Maybe some old people may be knowing, but new generation may not be knowing. I will tell a story. During the 1970s and 80s, the two-wheeler, only Bajaj is Bajaj. Bajaj brand. Only two-wheeler brand is Bajaj. Bajaj company can only sell two-wheelers with a license. Government is given license to Bajaj only to sell these two-wheelers. Again, four-wheelers also during that period, Ambassador car used to be there. Only Ambassador car is there, four-wheeler. No other company is there because license Raj means Inspector Raj, license Raj. The government of India given license to Bajaj to produce two-wheelers, and the government of India given license to Ambassador to produce four-wheelers. So that is the status. And no other person is allowed to produce. No other person is allowed to import also. Both restrictions were there. So what is happening? And because of this reason, only one monopoly is there. This is called monopoly, and there is no competition. There is no competition among them. So whenever there is a competition, there is some innovation. There is some new products. Some new ideas will come. So only one product producer in two-wheeler, only one producer in four-wheeler. So there is no competition. They are all working on outdated technologies. Whereas like Korea, some other, even China, other countries are allowed the competition and they are producing new varieties of cars. So during that period. But keeping after seeing all these things, 1990s, Manmohan Singh as a finance minister and PV Narasimha Rao as prime minister, they liberalized this two-wheeler and four-wheeler industry. They liberalized the industry. Why? because they want more competition, more private players to come in two-wheeler, more private players to come in four-wheeler sectors. Once they it is very easy to liberalize in industry and services, because in Delhi, they will call this Bajaj, they will call this ambassador, and from tomorrow onwards, we are liberalizing. Any private company can invest in two-wheeler as well as four-wheeler. So they announce it, they make a policy, they liberalize. No agitation. No agitation will be there. But during that period, agriculture sector is not liberalized. Why agriculture sector is not liberalized? Because of, as we are seeing the last 2020 onwards, there is some agitation, new farm laws. New farm laws are nothing but 1990s of agriculture. New farm laws are nothing but 1990s of agriculture. That means new farm laws will liberalize agriculture sector. So what is the harm? For particular group of farmers, liberalization is little harmful. Who are those particular farmers? The particular farmer group is paddy and wheat growing areas, sugar cane to some extent. So paddy and wheat growing areas, we are seeing now where the agitation is going on, only paddy and wheat growing area, because they fear that they will not procure with the liberalization. Once you liberalize, there may not be a procurement by the government at MSP. That is their fear. That's why they are agitating to keep. Why this Punjab and Haryana and even Andhra Pradesh farmers are getting huge benefit from paddy and wheat cultivation? The simple reason. So historically, Punjab and Haryana farmers, they gave food security to this country. They produce surplus during famine situation. They distributed across India. And the incentive for them is water subsidy. Water subsidy is incentive. Free of charge water. MSP, minimum support price, guaranteed minimum support price is rice and wheat. And the biggest again is fertilizer subsidy. Fertilizer, for example, I don't know how many of you saw this. Hello? I'm audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible and visible.
So, how many of you know this? Punjab, what I am telling you. I know this fertilizer subsidy. Fertilizer subsidy. How many of you saw the fertilizer on the fertilizer bag? There is a per bag. How much is the subsidy? Per bag, Government of India is spending about 1800 per bag, 45 kg, and the farmer is paying only 300 rupees. So it's nearly about 3,100 rupees, the actual cost, but the farmer is paying only 3,300 rupees. The remaining 1,800 rupees, who is bearing? Taxpayer is bearing, government is bearing, somebody has to bear it, has to spend that 1,800. So government is bearing that subsidy. So huge subsidy. Punjab acreage, average acreage in Punjab, Haryana is very high, 3 to 4 hectares sometimes. And all these subsidies also very high. So over the years, Punjab and Haryana farmers, each farmer, a minimum of say 50,000, 40,000 they are getting from subsidy. That much subsidy they are getting from agriculture. So they are fearing that once you liberalize, they may lose the fertilizer subsidy, they may lose the water subsidy, they may lose the minimum support price subsidy. All these subsidies they may lose. They may lose 45 to 50,000 per farmer. Traders, they may lose that trading big rice and wheat. So all this because of this Western debt. These few farmers are against to the liberalization of the agriculture, against to the liberalization of agriculture, giving some private participation. That's why If that's why they are agitating. So even in the 1980s, there may be the same situation. If government wants to liberalize, because already Punjab, wheat, rice and wheat farmers are getting huge amount of profitability because of the subsidies, they never allow during that period also. When they will allow? If government gives some alternate income opportunities, if the government gives some alternate income opportunities, which will be more than the rice and wheat. So whatever the alternative government has to suggest for Punjab and Haryana farmers, that alternative should be more profitable when compared to paddy and wheat. But now what I am seeing in the papers and in the research papers also, many of them suggesting maize, suggesting pulses, suggesting oil seeds, something like that, which for which the yield is very less, price is very uncertain, and farmers will never shift to this low profitable and high risky crops from paddy and wheat. That is what is happening. What will be the alternative? Alternative is they have to grow for high value crops. They have to go for no basmati rice. Okay, basmati rice export oriented. They can go, and they can go to fruits and vegetables, processed fruits and vegetables. They can directly export, so that their profitability will be much higher than the paddy wheat cycle. Then only they will divert from paddy and wheat, and they will grow these alternate crops. Until then, they never divert to pulses, oil seeds, maize, which are very less profitable when compared to the paddy and wheat. That is given. Somehow things are not happening. So that is one thing. So because we are in the license Raj type of thing, APMC are dominating. Public distribution is one thing, and famous Rahul Gandhi, no, Rajiv Gandhi, Rajiv Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi's father's statement during the 1980s is, out of 100 rupees spent on public distribution system, only 15 rupees are going to end consumers. That means remaining 85% is leakages or corruption during that period public distribution system. But now the public distribution system, Food Corporation of India, are becoming more and more efficient. Why they are becoming more and efficient? Because they are using ICT, information and communication technologies. They are tracking all diverted food grains. They are tracking through geopositioning systems. So now the leakages are less. Every other linked, ration card, other linked ration card, so that ration rice, ration wheat will not be diverted to other people like that. So with the technology, even corruption is also decreased very
Excuse me, sir.
significantly. Yes.
Sir, as our next speaker has joined,
Uh-huh.
so if you can please conclude in 5-10 minutes.
How many minutes?
10 minutes, sir.
Okay, okay.
As we have scheduled it at 6 for them also.
Okay, okay, okay. So this is what is happening.
Thank
And
you.
no, what is my say is, green revolution led by the public sector, white revolution led by the private, cooperatives. Now the poultry sector, poultry industry is led by the private sector. The government sector is green revolution, white revolution is the community development, the poultry revolution, even now recently the white revolution also, the milk, private sector is also coming. So, and innovation is very, very important. For every sector, innovation is very important. Green revolution, high yielding varieties, white revolution, this processing units and all, and cotton, BT cotton, and this the BT GMO, genetically modified organisms. So this all this Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, and Jai Vignan. So Vajpayee government introduced Jai Vignan because Vignan is a science and innovations are very important. So this is what happened during that period. I don't want to go into detail. And recently, government from 2003 onwards, Vajpayee government onwards, government want to liberalize agricultural sector. Model APMC Act. What are the components of Model APMC Act? Contract farming, contract farming, direct marketing by the farmers, private markets, electronic national agriculture market. These are all the components. The model, why I told you earlier also, model acts, model APMC mark, because agriculture is a state subject. These acts to be implemented by the state government. Only central government gives some model acts, model APMC Act started in 2003, some trial and error. With the trial and error, they modified it to 2006, they improved again 2007, they again improved little bit 2017, and they little bit improved in 2018. But all these improvements also, most of the states, they have not allowed, not participated, not liberalized agriculture sector. As a result, during this COVID period, government of India introduced new farm laws with the same four components. What are the four components? Electronic national agriculture markets, contract farming, private markets, right, farmers markets. Right. These are all the private markets. So, but we saw the fate of this new farm laws. There is a agitation, and government of India, taken back those laws. But this is my last slide. What is the context of new farm laws? The basic idea is one nation, one market. One nation, one market. There should not be any barriers across interstate trading, and government should withdraw slowly from the markets, APMC market regulation and all. Encourage private markets, encourage private market freedom to be given to the private traders, big Ambani, Adani, all these people. They will come with large investment. Not only large investment, new technologies like what China is having bigger markets, what America is having bigger market. With those type of Walmart type of markets, they can be introduced into India, and both farmers and consumers will benefit from this. That is the whole intention of this new farm laws. So I will stop here, because you have to mm, uh, uh, you are having some other thing. Any questions? I am very happy
Thank you
to.
so much, sir.
Hmm. Yes.
Definitely, sir. We will contact you as it was a short time period for us with you also.
Hmm.
So we will also try to schedule another lecture
Okay.
as soon as it possible for
Hmm.
the remaining also, if the participant desire any queries and all. So we
Okay.
will continue with that session also, sir.
Okay.
So once again, I would like to thank you, sir, for joining us and deliberating us with the vast knowledge of you for about the new education, new policies, finance related for the agriculture and allied sectors.
Okay.
Thank you so much,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for joining. Preeti, you there? Hello, Preeti. Hello.
Preeti, you are not audible.
Am I audible, sir? Badwal, sir?
Yeah, yes, you
taking the second speaker of us, Dr. J. Jayashankar Swami sir.
Yeah, it's audible.
Okay. So, welcome to you, sir, on the online platform of Just Agriculture, sir.
Yeah.
So, before starting your session, I would like to give a brief introduction about you, sir, to our respected participants. That Dr. Shankar Swami, sir, is an assistant professor in the College of Horticulture, Morjal at Sri Konda Lakshman, Telangana State Horticulture University, Telangana. And sir is an editorial member of several reputed international journals, along with various number of awards such as eminent from NBRI NESIA, and along with the outstanding contribution for the role of EZ Water on genomic DNA, Best International Scientist Award from Institute of Food Resource, National Academy of Agrarian Science, and many more of the societies. Sir is also having recipient of Chancellor's Gold Medalist in the horticulture stream. Along with Sir is having main themes area of research and goals for the future, including the themes such as natural farming, post-harvest technology, and value addition on the fruits crops. Along with this, Sir is a pioneer in making green chili powder with granted patent without any synthetic chemical means, and has worked on cancer development filed patent. Sir has several number of national and international publication in highly recognized outlets. Along with this, Sir has also an experience of teaching fruit science, post-harvest management, and processing horticulture crop courses among the PG and PhD students. So we are glad to have you, sir, on our online platform. So handing over to you, sir. Please,
Thank you.
over to you, sir.
Thank you, Piyush, and thank you very much. Honorable Vice Chancellor of our university, Dr. Neerja Prabhakar, and our university officials, and dear my colleagues, and DPS Badwal for the CEO of this Just Agriculture, and Mohit Bharadwaj. I was the first person because who published in 2021 the article from our university in Just Agriculture. So to share the success story. So is my slides are visible? Is it moving?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Yeah. So my topic is very simple: the future of food, because I want to claim that the future is only for the fruits and vegetables, but the future is at risk with the waste menace. Is nothing but whatever we are eating, whatever we are producing, we should be very careful about the production as well as the eating pattern. So now the future, when we see, and if you are wasting the most of the products from the horticulture production, and it will motivate us to eat trash only in future if you are not mitigating the problem of food wastage. So in this case, because about expert point of view, if you are seeing the population projection, the growth of the population, so it go on increasing. So by 2050, it is expected to increase in 9.7 billion population, but at present we are having the 7.9 billion. So to feed or to cater the needs of this growing population, it is a very hectic to the scientific community. So is nothing but, so whatever we are producing, 1/3 of the food we are because whatever we are producing, 1/3 of food we are getting waste. So nothing but, and it is one of the important scenario we need to look into. And so when we are wasting the food, and we need to look into 9 billion mouths to feed. So to feed 9 billion mouths, what kind of the strategy we need to have? So whether we need to have a different farming system, whether we need to have a different cropping system, whether need to have a different crops. So that I come to you means related to the horticulture. Why horticulture is the only future food? So when we are seeing the statistical data and everything, because horticulture composed of fruits and vegetables, and maximum share related to the vegetables, and it is having the more than 83%, and now recent production is crossing more than 212 million tons. And in case of the total production of the horticulture crops, if you are seeing 350 million tons, but it is coming only from 28 million hectares, and the fruit share is only more than 100 million tons. So that is coming from the statistical data. So it's the data is okay, but when we think about what is the consumption pattern, because according to the all medical institutions like Indian Council of Medical Research, National Institute of Nutrition, they go on saying and reciting that you need to take the recommended amount of the fruits and vegetables in your plate. But if you're not taking, if you're not consuming, there will be a chances of the 56.4% of the risk from the cardiovascular diseases. So this is the biggest threat if you're not consuming the fruits and vegetables, whatever we are producing from the horticulture crops. And if you're not consuming the recommended amount of the fruits and vegetables, there is a chances of at least 14% of the gastrointestinal cancer and 11% of the ischemic diseases and heart diseases, and as well as the 9% of the stroke death is related to the lack of sufficient amount of the intake of the fruits and vegetables. So by taking this, because see, the consumption is very important. Even we are having the sufficient production. We are the second largest producers, even though we are unable to meet the requirement of the people. And so in that case, what exactly is happening? Because the fruits and vegetables, whatever we are growing, it is getting waste around 30 to 40%. And whenever we are seeing the grain to means up to the vegetable sector and horticulture sector, the extent of the waste we can see in the fruits and vegetables and as well as the other horticulture crops. So in this, because I am saying that, so horticulture only the future, horticulture crops only the future for coming generations, and as well as the upcoming climatic like changes. So the thing is, because I can claim that the horticulture crops are very suitable adaptation for the climate resilience. We can say that because these crops are very suitable whenever the climate is changing, they can able to adapt very easily compared to the other food grain crops. So when we are seeing all these statistical analysis, now at present the water is the more overriding limitation for everybody and all farming community. And there is the expected result that threefold means is nothing but, so the water scarcity due to the drought go on increase threefolds at the end of the 21st century. So now we are depending on the rainfall, and around 70% of the crop area under the rain only. So under the rain-fed condition, whatever agriculture crops we are growing, whether we can able to shift to the horticulture crops or not. So there will be a chance to shift towards the horticulture under the dwindling resources like scarce water resources. So in this condition, if we are comparing, so suppose if abiotic stress is causing any kind of the damage to the crop, so it may cause the considerable amount of the yield loss to the crop. That may be fivefold higher than the whatever pest and diseases are causing to the crop. So pest and diseases, whatever damage they are causing to the crop, but more than that, the drought condition will be going to create a aggravated situation in case of the crops, whatever we are growing. So under the circumstances, how we can able to say that horticulture crops will be a future fruit? So for that, because I can able to say that only one aspect, that is the horticulture contributes more with the limited resources. So now the future work, total work is totally depending on the how efficiently you will be going to utilize your resources. So based on that point of view, I'm saying there was some of the data related to the facts, like horticulture constituting only 18% of the area, because we are growing only under the 18% of the area, but it is contributing 33 gross value to the agriculture GDP. It is not a simple thing, and even it is contributing more than 30% of the GDP to agriculture, only from 8.5% of the cropped area. It is nothing but limited area, but we are maximizing the production, and the production of the entire horticulture crops also surpassed the food grain production. So this only can save the future generation. So for that sake, the future plate for the hidden hunger. So only it need to composed of fruits and vegetables. So that can able to suffice our requirement in future. So that's why everybody knows that fruits and vegetables are composed of vitamins and minerals and other phytochemicals which can able to combat the all kind of the ailments and all kind of the diseases. So that's why the consumption of the fruits and vegetables can bring the harmony in the nutrition. So this is one of the important aspects we need to consider, because we have seen already in COVID period of what happened to us, right? So the same thing. Then what's up with all these food waste, whatever you are doing? And there is expected results are coming that whenever you are wasting any kind of the food commodity, and so world over, if you are seeing 1.3 billion tons, 1.3 billion tons we are wasting annually. So that is equal to the 1.5 quadrillion kilocalories of energy we are wasting. Is nothing but is a huge loss. We can able to feed the entire African nation if we are mitigating this loss. So for this sake, because I can give the one equation that wasted food is equal to wasted resources. Because if you are wasting 25%, it is a wasting the because of 25 to 30 or 30 to 40%. If we are wasting, it is a wasting the 25% of the fresh water. Because the water is the so it's a non-renewable resources. It is a scarce condition. Under the scarce condition, we need to get utilized under the optimized conditions. Then only we can able to grow the crops. And then so one more equation, because enough energy, because whatever waste you are producing, so we can able to produce the enough energy for more than a week. Is nothing but so total waste is having the static energy, which can able to generate into the kinetic energy. So the waste is not waste, and it is a wealth for the future. So that's why we are having the enough land to feed the growing population and to eradicate the hungry. And we are having the sufficient production. If we are mitigating the food losses, we can able to overcome the global hunger also. So that's why every time there is a reciting word under the World Food Program in US, the help and end the hunger by reducing your food waste only. Because they're not wasting that. They are not saying that only you have to concentrate on the production. You need to concentrate on the production technology by implementing the all kind of the technical inputs and different kind of the technology for enhancing the productivity. Now, so thing is, because whenever you are wasting, it is a great alert for the consumers and great alert to the total entire nation in India also, and total globe. So that's why we need to focus how to minimize the waste. The loss is inevitable situation, because whenever you are transporting your food commodity from the farm to consumer, whenever it is reaching to the consumer, there will be a considerable losses. So is nothing but throughout the entire supply chain, there will be a considerable losses. So it is a inevitable situation is arising at present situation. We don't have any kind of the programmed supply chain, and we are not having the programmed supply chain. So in that condition, so a lot of wastage will be going to generate in entire the globe. So there will be a lot of causes of why it is occurring the wastage coming from the horticulture crops. So maybe because inadequate resources that we are having, because and the inadequate demand for the forecasting, because we are unable to forecast what is the demand, what is the supply, and overproduction. Sometimes it will pile up and it will increase the glut in the market, and that will be going to create a problem to the people, and as well as the poor handling operations when they are harvesting, when they are loading, when they are unloading, when they are selling, all these kind of the operation which are coming under the entire supply chain. So that will be the one of the major hazard for the food loss. And as well as the storage, we are not having the sufficient storage ability like cold storages and the other modified storages which can able to keep the commodity for the longer period. And so we don't have a adequate quality packaging material, and we are not meeting the requirement of the retails, we are not meeting the requirement of the export, and so that is also causing this some considerable amount of the losses and some kind of the microbial infections. And even recently some of our products are rejected by the like world over, wherever we are exporting, some products are rejected. Then FSSI came into the action, and what kind of the mitigation strategies we can able to implement in case of the horticulture crops and processed food. So there is a climate change, because we cannot change anything. So the nature will do their own work. So under the circumstances, how we can adapt and how we can acclimatize the crop, this is the only strategy we can able to take as a measurement. So lack of the storage facility, as I said in earlier also, is the one of the important pivotal factor for us. And pricing strategy and promotion management, earlier one of my colleague also, he has explained that pricing strategy is very important, because you might have seen that onion and as well as the tomato, how price fluctuated means during the COVID period, because we unable to see that. So that is the gap between the production, means the gap between the supply, the gap between the demand from the consumer end. And so this is the one of the important aspects. And inadequate transport, these are the several causes are causing these are not limited, and several root causes are very important to consider the how the waste is going to occur. And next thing is, how to beat this food waste. It is nothing but whether you need to stop the food waste or whether you have to convert the food waste into the value addition. So this is the one of the challenging thing for the present scientific community. And most of the things, because I can able to say that, so if you are investing 1 rupee and in agriculture, any value addition or processing, and it may generate the 13 rupees, is nothing but it is a more viable business entire servicing sector. So if you are developing the roads, if you are developing the hospitals, if you are developing the canal system, if you are developing the infrastructure also, it is not generating that much of income. But agriculture sector, when you are contributing this 1 rupee in the R&D, research and development, it may contribute more and more. So for that, because so we know that each and everything is useful. So whatever you are wasting, the waste is very useful for us in case of the value addition. So that's why I have given them picture like a graphical abstract. So where it shows that skin, shell, peel, seeds, and pomace, and as well as the pulp from the fruits and vegetables, whatever we are getting, so that can be get utilized for the isolation of the different bioactive compounds, and these are having the commercial use. So that's why how we can get utilize these waste into the commercial level product. So thereby the circular economy will be going to maintain. Circular economy is nothing but circular economy is nothing but it's one of the important aspect where the waste never be going to be a waste. So waste always get reutilized, because we can reuse and so recycle, and we can reduce the waste. So under these circumstances, we can able to reduce the some extent of the waste, whichever generating from the horticulture crops. So for that means, so we can, some aspects I have given that. We are having the conventional technology or conventional applications. We are having the emerging opportunities in advanced technologies. And what kind of the research you will be going to opt for to reduce the waste from whichever generating from the fruits and vegetables. So that's why, and whenever I visited in Delhi, because earlier I was in Amity University, that time I have visited one factory. They are generating lot of value added products like briquettes from the landfills. And so this is the landfills is the one of the major problem in the urban area. So how we can able to mitigate those problems in coming generation. So there will be a lot of strategies. So you can go for the composting, you can convert it into the biofertilizers, you can adsorption, because so you can make a such type of a material and which can able to remove the contaminants for the water or any kind of the purification process. And in nutraceuticals, even we can generate the nutraceutical. So whatever waste it is coming, because it is rich in bioactive compounds. So that's why we can able to use as a food product in the form of a nutraceutical to supplement the for the different kind of the people for their general healthiness. Even we can isolate the flavoring agents. We can formulate some biodegradable plastic films for the packaging purpose to preserve the food, and as well as some waste induced nanoparticles, because when you are converting the waste into the nanoparticles, these nanoparticles will protect from the environment, because so like whatever particulated material you are having in the environment, and it is causing the lot of problem in case of the Delhi, Haryana. So Haryana, whenever you are burning the stubbles and the entire pollution is coming to the Delhi. The Delhi and as well as the Hyderabad is also highly polluted. under that circumstances, can we able to formulate the any kind of the nanoparticle which can able to absorb the pollutant particles? So that is the advanced research. So that's why I'm saying that if you go on investing in the R&D and research and development, in giving the value addition by reducing the wastage and by utilizing the waste, and it will be the one of the most pivotal area, and we can able to generate the billions of rupees. So in that aspects, we are the so Srikonda Lakshman Telangana State Horticultural University, we are having the post-harvest technology lab, where we generate the different kind of the research and products also. And this is our location. We are conducting the several kind of the research programs, how we can able to reduce the waste, and how we can bring the value addition, and how we can make the product in the premium. So like the premium product can fetch the more price in the market and compared to this. So we need to meet the global demand, and we need to compete the so like a domestic competition also we need to compete. So for that case, we have started, because our journey in 2018. So this is our big team, and our students are one of the important resources for us. And throughout the clock, we used to work to standardize the product, and we formulated the several products from the waste. And it's a so we started our journey with the pomegranate aerial. And so during the, because bacterial blight is the one of the important disease during the rainy season, most of the farmers, they throw out the product like pomegranate from the field. But the aerial that is there inside the pomegranate, it is good in color. So as you see, means you can see in the photograph, and good in color, and it is having the juicy aerial. So in that circumstances, instead of the throwing outside, and so we can get utilized, we have started in 2018. And the most of the farmers who were near to us, and they used to bring to our lab, and we converted into the mukwas. So this is the mouth refresheners, anar seeds, dry seeds also we converted. From dry seeds, we converted into the mouth refresheners. It is exactly like a whatever you are taking outside, like a crane and other whatever you are taking, because like for the mouth refreshener, it is a look like that. It is a very good phytochemicals, means it is having the compost of good phytochemicals. And earlier, whatever facility we were having, with that only we have started. And our journey started with the fig, because the first time in Mahabubnagar we have implemented the fig cultivation, because our area is a total wasteland. We got utilized the wasteland, and now we got a successful story that. And first we have standardized the controlled drying process, and we have a different type of colors. You can able to see that. So the color also we have standardized, because what market need, what kind of the color market need. So that is a very important whenever you are creating the value addition. So for that purpose, we have created the dehydrated fig. And now one of my farmers is earning in crores. Recently, he got the consignment from the Lulu Mall. So it's a big consignment, and it's a great story for him, because he was having the debt of 2 crores. He took the loan from the bank, and now it is refurbished, and it was so he was get rid of the loans and everything. Now it is having the sustainable life. And so we can say that the success story, how we can bring the technology, like so how we can transfer the technology from the lab to land. So that will be a great story. And today only he called me up, and several people also visited his farm from our university. And he called me up, and he also opened the farmer producer organization also he opened. And so under him, several farmers are working. And so that is success story also, if you need, and we will be going to share, and we will give the contact number and how he coped up. And now he's having 40 acres of land under the fig only, and he's even exporting the dried fig also. So first, initially, we are having the only dryer in our lab facility, and what kind of the product we can able to make, because whatever technology I will develop, it should be going to reach to the farmers. So otherwise, because if I'm having the big instruments, it is not possible to me to implement at a field level and at a farmers level. So for that, because I have prepared these several products, and our university officials also visited, and they re-inspected, means the conditions of the product that we have prepared, and they motivated us, and their motivation is so it's a great for us, and so their motivation also ignited us. And then, means how we started, it's a great story for us. Our action plan is for the processing and to create the wealth from the waste is totally different, because we don't know how to proceed, means how to reduce the waste, and so what is the demand, what kind of the product is having the demand in the market. So we are having the always question. So to see these entire problems, and in market as well as the consumer acceptability and industrial value, and so we came to the picture that so there is a need for the action plan, and I thought to means create registered trademarks. So we already created under the different classes, SKLTSHU, Sri Kondalakshmi Telangana State Horticulture University. We have created one logo. Horticogen is a registered trademark for us, and the plant essence also is a trademark for us. Under these three trademarks, we are creating the several kind of the product, and it is having the great demand now. And even university vice chancellors also, they are means ordering our product, because today morning itself I called one of the vice chancellor, and he's getting the effectiveness in case of the product, whatever product I have given for the removing the melanin content. So in this case, because we can able to say that it is very important how strategically we need to work to mitigate the problem of food wastage. So that's a great success story I'm giving over here, because instead of giving the lot of content to explain to the people, because we need to be very practical oriented. So that's why one farmer visited to our lab. So earlier I have written the articles in Indian horticulture related to the dragon fruit. Dragon fruit we can able to cultivate in 2011. So that time, because I never expected that the dragon fruit production will increase this much, and as well as the area also expanded widely. So in this case, because now you see earlier dragon fruit is pricey commodity. Now present situation, so the acreage under the dragon fruit is increased, the market price for the dragon fruit also reduced. Under that circumstances, the farmer approached me, sir, what I can do, because most of the fruits are not fetching the appropriate price to me. Can I make any kind of the value added products? So we made into chips, the dried chips, and you can eat at any time. So this is the dragon fruit chips, and as well as we fortified the barnyard millet flour and with the dragon fruit. And recently, because so these are the capsules, nutraceutical capsules we have prepared, and it is in the form of capsules. So this is a mixture of all kind of the fruits and vegetables. And recently we formulated by using the natural component only, the waste coming from the fruits and vegetables. These are effervescent tablets which can able to remove the all broad spectrum of pesticides in most of the fruits and vegetables, because the 5 minutes is enough, and it can able to remove the most of the difficult to wash pesticides also. So that kind of the value addition we have given. So it is undergoing the patent. And recently we isolated the bioactive compounds. These bioactive compounds extensively we can get utilized for the formulation of the different kind of the commercial oriented products, which is going to fetch more price and premium price in the market. So this is the Sebacton. Most of the people might have known that it is available in case of the Manali and Ladakh so area, and Kaja area. And so these products is highly perishable. So, and we thought to isolate the bioactive compounds in the form of powder. So you can able to see all these extraction process we have standardized. It is a very low cost technology. You does not need any kind of the eutectic solvents, and it is a very easy to means to isolate the bioactive compounds, which is having the anti-cancer property, even anti-inflammatory property, and all kind of the elements. Most of the diseases it can able to prevent, and wound healing ability, and it is a tremendous potential. So the small amount of these bioactive compound we can able to fortify the waste that is generating from the other fruits and vegetable. So thereby we can improve the so value to the product whatever we are preparing at present situation. So this is the journey we have prepared that. So horticogen, and we are having the like dry fruit granules also, and so it is a very palatable, and if you are giving to the children's, and it is very good, and it is readily dissolved when you are keeping on your tongue, and as well as, so sometime whenever the huge production will be there, bottle gourd and as well as the palak and the cluster bean, and we have prepared the veggie punch. So in this case, because so there is no nutrient loss, and we have extracted the juice and we have converted into the granules, and it can be stored for the longer period when you are sealing under the hermetical condition. So our hermetical sealed pouches are very suitable for this, and this is the one of the most important value addition when there is a huge market glut, and bring those and sterilize those, and you can extract the juices, and the juices can be converted, and and these juices can be converted into the in the form of granules, and for the future use whenever you are getting the scarcity in the food production. The same thing we have done in case of the dry fruit also. So you can see here, and in case of the carrot also, whenever it is there is a market glut, and whenever there is a waste, those waste commodity we are bringing and we are converting into the granules. So that is also having the great saleability. And same thing we are having the beetroot also. So long bean, and it go on means like, so sometimes the beetroots some people are eating, some people are not eating. When the retailer is keeping these commodity, so when the retailers are keeping this commodity and it go on shriveling, the shriveled product he is throwing out because it's not having the marketing value. So most of the people, they need to see the freshness while they are purchasing. And under that circumstances, the shriveled, but it is having the good phytochemical compounds like a red betaline, and so that can be converted into the granules. Right. So, and we are having like this, we are having these several granules, so you can able to see the so wide variety of the products we have prepared, and we launched it into the market also. We, and within 3 days we earned 1,65,000 per 3 days. We kept a stall outside and we got. And now we have a farm of 11 acres under the natural farming, and we are whenever we are going for the pruning of the moringa, and those leaves are converted into the moringa capsules, and as well as we are having the wide variety of the cosmetics. And you can browse also Post Harvester Technology Lab, COH Mojella. We are having the YouTube channel, and we are having the Instagram Hottie Hub, and in that you can browse and you can search all kind of the product that are available, and you can order also whenever you need. And these are the multi-purpose gel. It's having the wide variety, because this gel cost around 1,500 rupees. So still most of the people are running after this product. 1,500 rupees. The cost that is coming for me, it is very nominal, but I'm selling this product 1,500 rupees because it is having the instant effectiveness. And as well as the other creams also, other multi-purpose gels also, we are having other face and body creams also, we are having from the fruits and vegetable waste only. We are not using any kind of the chemical. Whatever color you are seeing, it is imported by the fruits and vegetables, and we are not adding the any kind of the artificial flavoring and other chemical additives to impart the colors, and as well as the to preserve the solution. And we are adding the 27 types of essential oils, and those essential oils are having the antimicrobial activity, and so that it will be the one of the added advantage as antimicrobial agent. And same way, and we are selling this product car air freshness, and we are having the 27 types of essential oil, and we are creating the aromatherapy also, what kind of the oil is suitable for the people, and based on that, and we are standardizing the essential oil to refresh them, and to decrease the journey sickness, and whenever you are riding for long journey, and so you might be having a like a journey sickness. So under that circumstances, so these essential oil, whenever it is emanating from this bottle, and definitely it will be going to refresh you. And so for that sake, we have prepared the consumer acceptability also high, and the price of this commodity is 1,200. So it's a 1,200. Can you imagine? Because that's why I'm saying that if you are investing 1 rupee, so it may generate more than 13 rupees. It's not more than 13 rupees. We are generating more than that. So, but empirical values that I'm showing that it is a fact. So, and the several things, even soaps also we are preparing, that body soap under the trademark of Articogen and Sklsthu. And so these are also fetching. Each one soap is fetching around 350 rupees at present. 350 rupees. We are having the regular consumers and they are ordering online, and we will post them to door delivery. And so we are having the shampoos. It is not having the any kind of the chemical agents and foaming agent. So we are considered and the non-chemical means of approach. And so that's why, and even hair oil. So hair oil shots like that, we created one more brand. And so recently one of our driver having the psoriasis in head, and he applied within 1 week, he cured. Again he want this, because if he's not using, again it is coming, because it is having some kind of the preventive action. And or external, whenever you are applying, and whatever the commodities are coming from the horticulture crops and the bioactive compound from the horticulture crops, it is having the immense importance in all kind of the ailments in the human. So that's why we are having the different shapes and different colors. Whatever color you are seeing here in soaps also, it is coming from the horticulture crops only. We are not adding any kind of the chroma from the artificial flavors. And even we are preparing the activated charcoal soaps also. So the people who are living in the urban areas, and so it can able to remove the all adhere particles or any kind of the pollutants on body, and so which can aggravate the microflora on the body, and it can create the bad odor to the body even. So under the circumstances, because I can say that we are having the extensive research program in our lab, and we have marketing strategy and marketing survey also, what kind of the product is having the more demand. And if you are keeping the more price also, the farmers and as well as even farmers are so purchasing, and consumers of so wide segment, and they are accepting our products. And so that's why we are keeping in different stalls for the different shows. Even we kept in Delhi also small amount of the products we kept for the exposure. And so gradually we are improving so our strategy, and how we can able to enhance our quality, as well as the productivity of the value added products from the waste, as well as the how to improve the quality in combination with the how to raise the price to means so great realization of the price when we are doing. So that will be going to get a benefit to the farmers, and the farmers will be going to get benefit when they are creating this kind of the value added products. So for that sake, because we have targeted, because we are under the rural area, we are targeting the rural self-help groups to train the people. Means these, because women are the more important people for us to disseminate the any kind of the technologies in rural area. So that's why the target group is the women self-help group for us, and we have created the training program and awareness. And now they are producing also, they are keeping their stall, and they are selling their product also. And recently we have some NGO, the famous NGO also, we have trained the people, and they will be going to visit on the 28th of this May. And so a series of experiment we are doing, and we are disseminating the technology to the people, rural people also, to empower them, and to bring the sustainable life, and so to increase these standard of living for them also. So whatever they are doing, so they are doing only wastage from the fruits and vegetable. It is easily available in the dump yards and markets, like, because whenever you are going to the market in late evening, and there will be a lot of waste. So that waste you can collect, and you can come back, and you can prepare whatever product you want to make. And even we are isolating the pigments in the oil also. Those oils can be getting utilized in case of the soaps making. And so we are very thankful to our honorable vice chancellor also, because continuously she is motivating us and to propagate our technology, as well as other activities also, because related to the processing and value addition, and the continuous effort we are doing. And our main motto is how effectively we can transform the waste into the wealth. So, and what kind of the value addition we can able to make, and but these transferring of these technology is a very low cost technology to the farmers. So then only it will be the viable to the farming community. Until unless if it is so expensive with the instrumentations, and so it may not be viable to transfer the technology to the rural farming community. So thank you very much for, because I'm not taking the too much of time. So it may be it is like a 6:52, I think. Like Isha, and thank you very much for all, so for your patience. And so you are hearing continuously, and even some of my colleagues who were in this training program also. I'm very thankful to all my colleagues and other my juniors from the Gujarat also. Some people joined in the training program. Thank you very much for the Just Agriculture also. Yeah, and TPS Badwal means I'm very thankful to you also, because you have published several articles for me when you have started your journey in 2020, I think. He started 2020, I think. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for taking into this journey of value addition, post-harvest engineering, and this, a journey of processing technology of agricultural commodity, especially horticultural commodity. It was wonderful presentation, sir, and I'm very much sure that our participants must have, learned many new things from the presentation. So thank you so much for sparing your valuable time, sir.
Thank you.
I would just request all the participants, if they have any questions or query, please put in the chat box, or either you can unmute yourself and you can directly talk to sir. So sir, we'll just wait if the participants have some couple of questions. Miss Rekha, are you trying to say something? Participants, do you have any question? Please put in the chat box. Sir, I have one question in my DM from Miss Shweta. So sir, she's asking, sir, do you have any training program in Hyderabad?
We don't have training program, but it is 120 kilometers far away. You can come over to our institute, and it is very near to Hyderabad. And most of the people are coming from the Hyderabad, Shweta, and you can come and we can give the training program, whichever product you like.
Thank you, sir. I hope that answers to Ms. Shweta. Sir, I have another question. Like, sir, all these products that you mentioned are now commercially available in the market, like
Yes. Yeah. So these are all products are commercially available, and you can purchase also. You can ping me. Means my mobile number is 9701064439, and so the Preeti, you can type in the chat box also my number 97.
Yes, sir. 97
010
010
64439.
64439. Yes, right.
Yes. Just you can text. So what kind of the product you want, and you can visit our website also. So we can share all kind of the products and catalog.
Sir, your email number?
So shankara.swami, SHAN.
SHAN.
KARA. Dot Swami, SWAMY.
Y.
Okay, @ gmail.com.
shankara.swami@gmail.com.
gmail.com.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sir, can you share your PPT?
Yeah, definitely. Why can't?
Please share your PPT.
Yeah, please.
Thank you.
So anybody is having questions related to the value addition and processing and the recent advancement of technologies, like, because if you want to approach the advancement in the value addition.
Sir, I have one question in my chat box.
Yeah.
So, sir, the question is from Ranjini. Is there any database or statistics available on the current food wastage area-wise, sir? Like,
yeah, because now we are having these two statistical data, that is the FAO. So Food Agriculture Organization is the one, and so some, because earlier it is means like estimated by the CPET, so that is the older data, but still it is go on continuing. It is because the food wastage is varying according to the crop. So now, because if we are seeing 30 to 40%, we are keeping an average, but so the extent of the loss is varying according to the crop also. So that's why, so most of the people, they are not getting the project. Earlier they got the project from the Department and Science and Technology, like I said, and to analyze the wastage at a different intermediary of supply chain. And so probably because the new data we need to look into, because the more, and so recently, because some data we have seen that 30 to 40% of the loss, it is incurring around 93,000 crores in India per year. So is nothing but, I mean to say, so whenever we are wasting the 30 to 40%, they have estimated that how much of the, it means like a monetary loss. So they estimated that 93,000 crores. So this is a recent data. So, but we don't have any other databases, but the production databases we have. So like we are having, because every day the Ministry of Farmers Affairs also, they are publishing under the horticulture statistics at a glance. So horticulture statistics at a glance is the one of the means document. Every time they are giving the advanced estimation for the production, but at present we are not having the new data. So we need to look into the world over, and we need to so project. So for that we need to work in area wise, because some people worked in the Chhattisgarh, some people have worked in Punjab, some people worked in means other state. So, but so state wise never be going to give a cumulative value. So overall, so we need to work, and you can write the project for the so estimate the post harvest losses in extensive manner. So that will be also one of the option for us.
Thank you, sir. Well said, sir. So I have next question is about, like, sir, what are the other natural preservatives that are usually present in the fruits, sir?
Yeah. Means there are several preservatives we are having. Even whatever benzoic acid you are using outside, like sodium benzoate, it's having the benzoic acid derivative of the salt, and even fruits and vegetables also having the benzoic acid. So that you can able to extract, but it is a very lethal compared to the other compound whatever we have synthesized, and the compound antimicrobial bioactive compounds also there. So if I'm seeing, because recently we have exploited the bee propolis extensively we can use, and I have seen the all kind of the broad spectrum of antimicrobial activity. But whenever we are seeing the antimicrobial activity, I identified in Seabuckthorn. So still we are working on that to isolate the means purified bioactive compound, and further we have to go for the HPLC to standardize, and so the purity check, and then afterwards we have to go for the cytotoxic test. And so we are having the several antimicrobial agent like anisine, bacteriocin, so several microbial derivative also we are having, but it is having little bit of allergic symptoms when we are using in food. So that's why so your thought process also very good, but so now at present it is like in budding state. So we need to work more and more to isolate the bioactive compounds which is having the antimicrobial activity. So there are several compounds, but the thing is isolation, purification, and characterization of those compounds is very costly. It is a not cost-effective method. So for that purpose also we are because sometimes हमको देखना पड़ता है because आगे जाऊं और पीछे जाऊं. So as a conditions, because we used to face that. So so through external funded projects, and you can conduct experiments and you can isolate also, and you need to have a well sophisticated instrument. You need to have NUBL accredited lab also. You can approach to standardize some of the things, but it is so expensive when we are comparing with the standard value already. So Sigma Aldrich is having the lot of antimicrobial agent from the natural component. They have isolated also, but that compound also we can able to exploit. And so some of the compound I cannot tell that it is a trade secret, but I already used the bee propolis in isotonic beverages of the red banana. So it worked very well. Banana is the highly means of spoilage commodity, and it is a very readily, because once you are extracting the any kind of the liquefied juice. So because liquefied juice is very difficult from the banana pulp, and preserving those juices is also very difficult because it is affected by the several microorganisms. So for that also it is working. So that definitely you can blindly you can go, and we so these bee propolis is soluble in alcohol. So now we formulated the water soluble bee propolis, that the technology also developed in the China. So before we developed, and we imported that compound from the China.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, we have next question. The question is, sir, like nowadays there is a kind of vague in the market, like we should not consume, raw sugar. So in any kind of juice formulations or like that, simply they have in the ingredient section they have written like sugar is there. So how
Yeah.
much sugar do you think, sir, it is like okay to be to be put in the
Yeah,
formulation?
it's like see, so based on your physical activity. So when you are consuming the sugar, so it will hydrolyze into the two monosaccharides, because sucrose is the disaccharide. It is composed of the glucose and fructose. The glucose is one of the important energy source, and which can be metabolized, and so it can able to supply to the body. But when you are not having the sufficient physical exercise, or you go on consuming in the form of tea, because daily if you are drinking the tea, because so many cups you are drinking, you don't know how much amount of the sugar it is going, but intaking of the sugar is a very good for health, because so whatever sugar at present you are taking, it is a refined sugar, it is having some traces amount of the chemicals also. So you need to avoid the sugar, but you can go for the brown sugar, because so most of the from our childhood onwards we are taking the brown sugar, which are not having the refined. So like even you can go for the instead of refined oil, you can go for the crude oil, like physically filtered oil. So it will never be going to harm, because until unless you are having the physical exercise. If you are having the sedentary life, it is having the bad impact on the metabolic system. Like if you are having the active metabolism, and our body is having the own repairing mechanism, and it can get to utilize the maximum extent whatever you are drinking. Sometimes we have experimented, so I have drank means so 2 liters of the Sprite, so it is having the highest amount of the saccharin. So what will be going to happen, because whenever you are consuming the highest amount, definitely the body physiological condition will be going to damage, but body is having the repairing mechanism, it is having the innate repairing mechanism. It can revive you if you are having the good lifestyle, like a daily early in the morning you have to wake up and doing the exercise, and physical activity will enhance the metabolism. So that's why the extra calories whatever you are taking at, it can be metabolized, and it cannot be going to have a negative impact. So that's why try to reduce the refined sugar. So you take coconut sugar also is available in the market, and that also it is rich in minerals, and so widely available from the Kerala and other markets also. And even you can take the mishri. So that is also it's a good for health, because from long been from the ages people are using in the Ayurveda mishri. We used to say that in Telugu Kanda Chakra, and in Hindi mishri. So most of the people know that, because it is like a polycrystalline sugar, we used to say that, and it's very good for health. And whenever you are consuming in the summertime and high temperature, it may able to balance your means thermoregulation, like it may regulate the means temperature in you inside your body.
Thank you, sir. Wonderful answer, sir. So we have next question from Miss Mamta. So she's asking, what is the base material for the natural soap preparation, and is there any soap made of flowers wastage?
Yeah, definitely. Yes, because flowers are the important source for us, because we are having the several flora around our college, and that we are getting utilized, even avenue plants also, because now at present, if you are seeing any kind of the avenue plants, they are having the bright flowers. So those flowers also you can get utilized and to extract the colors. And even rose petals, whatever, but it is a rose petals. So suppose if you are collecting from the temples, and if you are collecting the marigold from the temple, it is economical for you. And even tuberose also, if it is getting waste in the farm level, and that also you can collect and isolate, and that can also get utilized. And the after the extraction, whatever the raw material it is coming, like pomace, whatever we are getting, that can be utilized for the making of the agarbattis, because I have not shown in the figures. Even we standardize the agarbatti also. It is because a well-known thing, that because most of the people know that from flowers we are preparing the agarbatti, but we have used most of the flowers. Whatever color you are seeing, it is coming from the flowers only. So flower can be get utilized.
Thank you, sir. I hope that answers to Ms. Mamta.
And
Any other
maybe-
questions,
yeah.
participants?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I think cleared our
Yes,
doubt.
I
Yeah.
hope so, sir. She'll
Yeah.
message, sir.
Yeah.
So, any other questions, participants, please? Sir, can you please check your chat box, sir, if there is any question DM to you?
So I got the 8 questions. So okay. So the question is related appreciable and wonderful work. It's okay, Mamta. And so nice presentation. It's okay. Is there any website for the products? Yeah. So we are having the YouTube channel. We are having the Hearty_Hub. So that I'm sharing. So Hearty_Hub. So this is the Instagram. So this is Instagram.
I guess, sir, you shared it to Ms. Mamata only. So can you just please do it for everyone, sir?
Yeah. It's not. I'm not sharing Mamta, but it's not going. But Hearty HORT_Hub. You can type also, because from my end it is not going when I'm entering.
Yes, Hearty_underscore
underscore hub HUB.
HUB. Okay.
Yeah. So this is the So this is the Instagram, and you can get all kind of the products whatever we are preparing at present.
So dear participants, any other questions if you have?
So anybody else, please? So Preeti, is there any other lecture after this?
What, sir?
Is there any other lecture after this?
Yes, sir. There is one more session, sir.
Okay, you are waiting for the speaker, I think.
Yes, sir. We are waiting.
So meantime, anybody can ask the questions in any kind of the subject related to the horticulture. So
Yes,
we
sir.
can, any kind of new technology even.
He's trying to join us, sir. Sir, I have one question from Mamata again. So she's asking how to preserve natural essential oils made out of flowers.
Yeah, so essential oil itself is having the preservative action, but you need to have a because it undergo the oxidation process. So tight means filling of the bottles in the aluminum based bottles, and nowadays people are using the high density polyethylene bottles also they are using to transport, and so it's not having the problem. But the flavor means because whatever intensity of the flavor, it will be going to reduce so frequently if we are opening. So that is the only problem, but preservation, it's not the problem. Most of the essential oils, they are having a preservative action, because essential oil will act as a asphyxiation, because if any microbes is entering inside, and it never allow to respire. So that is the problem. Oils means preservative action, but oils can oxidize. So to prevent the oxidation process, you need to go for the airtight sealed bottles. So that is the only option for us.
Thank you, sir. So we have next question from Bhavya Rajesh Kumar. So sir, he's asking, sir is asking, how can we generate revenue from wet waste compost menu?
Yeah, compost manures, because you see, and IRI developed with a lot of technology. And if you visit the IRI, and they are having the environmental science and other agronomy department, so they are having extensive technology. So even single window row and double window row, the composting method they have developed. And if you can visit also, IRI is having the incubation center. And if you want to learn also, they means to conduct the training program also, you can learn. And now terrace gardening will be going to boom up in future. So for that, you are having avenues. If you are creating the manures which are not having the any chemical toxins, and it is very pure, and it is free from the other harmful microbes, which is having the coliform bacteria and enterobacters. So you should be very careful, because whenever you are using the manure, it should not composed of these enterobacters. So that will be going to fetch more price when you are going to the urban area. Na, per kg you can sell. Even we are producing the vermicompost per kg 10 rupees, very cheap. Okay, even we can sell up to 60 rupees also, right? And even you are having the recent technology, Jay Gopal, one earthworm, newly evolved earthworm is there, that is the hybrid. And that also you can get utilized to fasten the composting process.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for the answer. So we have one next question. Like, so you mentioned about one jaggery type, sir. I think it's Borassus, that Palmaria palm, sir.
Yeah. And no,
Yeah.
it's even coconut palm also, and Borassus flavellifera also. It's not a problem, because toddy, we used to say that. From toddy
Yes.
also, they are means crystallizing in the form of sugar. And even coconut, whatever nira we are extracting from nira also, we can form into a sugar. So that is the coconut sugar. Even Amazon also is available, because just you browse coconut sugar and it is available in the market.
Okay, sir. Sir, actually, the question is, what exactly the processing technology will make it different from the sugar and the jaggery, sir? What exactly it is there?
Yeah, because it is not having the refinery process, because they don't refine the sugar. And so whenever you are seeing the sugar, it is a crystallized, but it is a very shiny look. So it is having the bleaching action. So by using the chemicals, they go on bleaching the sugar to improve the attractiveness, like whiteness. But in this case, it is a crude method, and just they will go for the normal process of the conventional process, and they will convert into the sugar. And so if you see those kind of the sugar, you can see the brown. So it look like a brown. So that's why it is not having the any kind of the refining process. So that's why it is a very safe to the health, and you can consume. It's nothing but and people consuming while drinking the milk, don't get fear to the sugar. But excess amount of the sugar without exercise, if you are under the sedentary life, it is very harmful. Okay, if you are going to the gym, it's a well and good, you can drink and you can anything, because you can do even a small amount. Suppose see the basic logic I'm telling, if you are eating the rice also is having carbohydrate, and it will degrade into the sugar, and that sugar in the form of glucose will be going to supply to the blood. So but it is having a controlling mechanism, but you are consuming the sugar. So it may impact, but controlled use can.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the answer. Any other participant, please? If you have any question, not just regarding the horticultural crops, any other crop, if you have, then
Any
your
crop,
mind.
any crop you can, because value addition, you can ask the question.
So meanwhile, you also please check your chat box, sir, if you have any other question.
Sure. Okay. So my friend Ashit Tank, thank you, Ashit. So are you there? Are you in online, Ashit? After a long time, I'm seeing you. Is my friend
Yes,
in
yes, doctor. How are you?
How are you, Ashit? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So my
After so
beloved
many
junior,
times.
he's my beloved junior, Preeti.
Yes,
He's
sir.
from Gujarat. Thank you very much, Ashit,
Welcome,
for
sir.
my training program.
Parul also attending your session, sir.
Oh, Parul also. Same regards to Parul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, sir, then there are no more questions. We can call
Okay.
it a session, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Wonderful experience with you, sir. And it was a wonderful presentation as well. On the behalf of my team, Just Agriculture, and all our participants, I convey a big thanks to you, sir, for joining with us and sparing your valuable time, sir.
Convey my thanks to the Badwal also.
Yes,
Okay.
sir, for sure, sir. He must be listening, sir. I think he's the host today, or maybe like I will convey the message, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Someone, Nagarani Maharajan, asked the questions.
Yes, sir. Please take the questions, sir. No issues.
Essential oils are highly volatile. To prevent this, they are blending with the carrier oils and is also used to dilute and essential oil and make them safe use in the skin. No, it is not safe because whenever they are using like so some chemicals they are adding, but it is very harmful. So long lasting means whatever flavor you are having in the essential oil, so it can enhance the so emanation in the sense, because elution of the flavor at extended period is nothing but, so suppose if you are having the perfume and if you are having the essential oil one aroma, so it will be going to slowly release. So that kind of the compound they are adding, but it is very harmful to the skin also. So so that's why, so in the market we are having the two types, aqua based and as well as the grain based and as well as the alcohol based. So grain alcohol mostly they use for this purpose, and means DPP, some other chemicals also there, and it is very harmful to the skin.
Thank you, sir. I think, sir, there are no more questions now.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining with us, sir. Thank you so much once again. So dear participants, our next guest will not be joining today. He has some network issue at his side. So for the time being, we will call it a day, and we will try to reschedule his talk tomorrow. So tomorrow we will meet again with the other new sessions. So till then, have a nice day and good night.